Hi, my name is Richard Parsons. I'm owner and remote pilot for Parsons Aerial Photography. Mrs Duckworth has asked me to talk to you guys about drones. I understand you've entered a competition or are going to enter a competition that Amazon have put on. So here it goes. Firstly, what is a drone? Well, a drone, or in the industry, an unmanned aerial vehicle, is effectively an aircraft that has no human pilot on board, so it's all controlled remotely. The drone itself, or UAV, is made up of the UAV, the remote controller, and thirdly you have the communications between the two. And that's effectively what a drone is. So we've talked a little bit about what a drone is, very high level. Next we shall talk about what drones can be used for. Increasingly we're seeing drones being used for a variety of different applications, more commonly in films, for example, to get a unique perspective on what they're trying to shoot from up in the sky. We're seeing it in things like real estate. Estate agents are trying to advertise property by taking unique photos from different angles. We've also got recreation and hobbyists, so you'd be buying a drone from a shop and go out and fly it in your local park. We're looking also at disaster recovery, search and rescue. Obviously you have boots on the ground looking for people that have got lost, for example, on mountains or sort of hazardous terrain. You can send drones up into the sky. You can also get them equipped with thermal imaging cameras, which can help find people at remote locations. You can also use them in construction for surveys where it may be too dangerous to send people up on scaffolding or to tops of buildings that haven't quite completed construction yet. And farmers can also use them in agriculture. They can look at the crops and look at the health from a height, also using thermal imaging. And we're also looking at surveys and inspections for those hard to reach places, such as gutters that span a massive warehouse, for example, and you can't get people actually on top. We'd send the drone up and take some footage of the building from the air. So yeah, lots of applications that the drone can be used for. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the drone that I use for my commercial operations. This is called the Inspire, and it's made by a company called DJI. They're one of the leading drone manufacturers in the world. And what I'll do now is sort of take you through the components of the drone, what sort of makes a drone, starting with the central unit. So in here we have a number of sensors which keeps the drone stable in flight. We've also got a GPS unit in there as well, so it talks to satellites up in space, orbiting the Earth, so it knows exactly where it is when it's in the air. And you've also got motors. So with 4 motors, this is a quadcopter configuration. You can get drones with more than 4 motors there. You can have them with 6 or 8, for example. Propellers. So attached to a motor is a propeller which gives it lift. And these are all talking to the central processor in the drone, telling it how stable it is and giving different revs to the different motors to keep it level in flight, basically. And each motor is controlled by what's called an electronic speed controller, or ESC, which are housed in this sort of area, I believe, on this drone. And again, the signals from that are controlled by the central computer in there. We've also got quite a large battery on the back. I'll pull that out. Okay, if you can see that there. So that's the battery that powers the drone, and that'll tell you what sort of level that's at there. Okay, pop that back in. We also, at the front, have the camera. So this camera is fully sort of articulate on a gimbal, so it can move 360 degrees around and up and down as well, all controlled via the control over here. In flight, the gimbal keeps it very steady, so the drone can be shaking all over the place because of wind or general flight activities, and the camera footage will be absolutely solid. What I'll do is pop a bit of footage on the end of this video so you can see how steady the camera is on that. We're able to capture ultra high definition footage and high quality photos from this unit, which is then stored on an SD card which pops in there. So moving on to the remote control unit. So the drone is controlled via this control. Looks fairly simple. Everything that is fed through the camera there comes onto this screen here, so I can have a bird's eye view of everything that's going on around me and from the drone. We've got numerous buttons at the back as well to take photos and video and set different flight modes, and we've also got a number of output ports there too. And obviously the big aerials to relay the signals from this controller to the craft whilst it's in flight.